Oi, oi, oi. Hey, hi. It's me. I don't. I want to say your favorite streamer, but I'm probably not. So, hey, it's Saturday. It's a bit after 2 p.m., and that means that we're going to be playing D&D. Yeah. Uh. Also, just want to say that later today I might be streaming Terraria, so um, look out for that. Um, we'll see. We'll see how the co-host is feeling for that. But I might stream Terraria later today. Anyway, so D&D, right? The players are currently, y'all, the party. Y'all are, um, I mean, incomplete party. Royale just left, and Elvin will not be joining us. But Royale, I expect they'll be back soon, and they're standing in general, loose position. We can see positioning rise that Yin, uh, Captain,
Mm-hmm.
standing about 20 feet from the altar. He's standing looking about at it. We have Pan Pan over about 30 feet to his 7 o'clock, and we have of course Royale, who I don't know when they're going to rejoin the call. Royale standing about 10 feet about to the Yin's 5 o'clock. Currently examining a sandwich that they're waving in Elvin's face. Was it a sandwich or was it a Pop Tart that they were waving in Elvin's face?
Elbin was offering Pop Tarts to every single horrid abomination that he could find. By the way, I like how Elbin still says he's a warlock despite speaking celestial and trying to do religion checks. That dude is straight up a paladin.
You claim to be a druid.
So I've done druid things.
You are Naruto. You claim to be a druid, but you are Naruto.
I can do stuff. No, don't do what? I don't care. I can do regular stuff. All I have to do to be considered a druid is be able to transform, which Naruto definitely can. So I can be a druid.
Oh, yeah, you can. So, anyway, you can see in front of you the altar is. I mean, it looks the same as it did earlier. It has not reacted to you stepping within 20 feet of it.
Give me a second. I have to go deal with my sister. It'll only take like a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've dealt with it by locking my door.
That is a good way to deal with it.
Great. So, uh, I believe last session. Are we doing going over what happened last session, or are we in the game now?
You're in the game.
Okay, great. Earlier you said that the island was had like crystals on it, like last session.
Yeah.
Any of the crystals resemble the thing that was floating above our ship last time? which Pan Pan wasn't here for.
No, these are
Hmm.
different.
Can I investigate the crystals with my druid senses?
You may investigate the crystals.
What do I have to roll?
Um, wisdom check.
It's a wisdom check.
Yes, it is. It's a wisdom check. You said you're using your druid senses. Turn up.
Druid senses 12.
You can tell that these crystals are definitely different from the ones you saw on the ship. The most obvious
Okay.
sign that these are different is that these are red, and the ones on the ship were brown. That's the biggest sign you can see that these are different crystals.
Okay. I didn't hear you describe the colors of the crystal of the ship like the first session, so I just assumed all the crystals were red. Okay. I would like to take my dagger and try to dig up some of the crystals.
You you first try to cut at the crystal to see if you can dislodge it, but this does not work. You next try to stab at the hardened obsidian ground, and you begin to take off a few pieces, a few chips of the ground. Takes you about 5 minutes of cutting at it before you're able to wiggle this crystal loose of the ground, but you manage to get well, first I'm gonna ask, how big of a crystal were you looking for?
Going with a crystal like no longer than like the blade size of the blade of my dagger, like maybe 2 inches.
2 inches, okay. 2 inches, alright.
Okay.
You you do find a crystal is, you know, it's a small crystal, good length. No, I mean, yeah, the nice, good length, kind of length you wanted. About 2 inches long. You see that there's one main crystal with a few smaller shards growing off of it near one end.
I would like to go up to that crystal. I would like to make my staff magic because I am not learning how to pronounce the spell's actual name. And I would like to just hit at the side where like the crystal is growing out of, like not hitting the main crystal, but trying to hit the crystal so that it's going to like split off the main crystal. Hit it at an angle where it will split off from the main crystal without actually hitting the main crystal.
You do.
Do they just come off?
Well,
Be like
you manage to hit it a few times before with little effect before one solid strike manages to knock the crystal off. The crystal that you've knocked off of this you have your 2-inch crystal with a few other shards, and the smaller shard that fell onto the ground is the same, has the same shape, same proportions as the larger one, except it's about half an inch long. Small crystal.
I will grab the crystals. I will give one of them to Pan Pan, and then I'll go examine the altar to see if it has any distinct markings.
You see you see on the altar. Well, let's see. How did I? The altar. So it's a sort of um like a okay. So you have like this it's a stone, same kind of stone as the land. But the stone is inset with crystals that are thin and they are long, like hairs that come out from it. But as you touch one of them, you can feel that it is quite sharp and it is hard. The crystals come up and over until you see that at the top it widens a bit, as if a carved piece of stone was laid on top, and there are four. Okay, there's one crystal at each end of equal size and shape. And in the center, there's kind of a bowl. A small indent like a bowl that is. And you see ringed around it, there are inscriptions.
Are the inscriptions in any language I would know?
No, they aren't. However, well, you can read the inscriptions, but you don't know what they mean. By which I mean you you know how to shape the words if you could shape the words.
Okay. Okay. I go bring Pan over to see if he can make any sense of this.
Ooh.
I forgot. I was remember when he tossed me that stupid walrus thing? I'm still holding that. Did it? I was holding that when we went on the whale and were transported. That's still here? Am I still holding it or
No.
gone?
Yeah. When you fell down, it disappeared and you forgot about it. Just the
I
same
know.
way as how when you began to fall, you were no longer paying attention to the ship and you only thought about yourself, and so the ship left as well because yet again you weren't paying attention to it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a main problem with my character. Yeah. Okay. Can you make anything out of this?
Um, the crystal thing.
I started with the crystal thing.
Um, I investigated.
The okay, you're investigating the crystal thing. Oh, you mean the altar? You're investigating the altar, right? Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything different from what Yin observed. However, you cannot make anything of the runes. You don't know what the characters are. You've never seen these characters.
And wait, to be clear, seen the characters, but I don't know what they are.
No, you have not seen these characters, but you do. You can okay. You can pronounce them. Pan can't. Pan hasn't seen them. He doesn't know what they are. He doesn't know what language they're
Uh,
in. Hive, you also don't know what they are. You don't know what language they're in. You don't know where they're from. But you can pronounce them because you kind of
okay.
understand. Because it's kind of like you can kind of like intuitively understand that the shape of the sound is the same as the shape of the characters, and so you're able to pronounce them.
Okay. Okay. Place a crystal on the altar and see what happens. Just a regular crystal. Just regular old crystal on the altar.
it it you see a small point of red light circle the rim of the bowl. you understand that it wants more.
Hmm. I go send Pan Pan to go collect more crystals. I can I can understand, like, I know what sounds the words would make, but I can't understand the language or know what the words would mean,
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
And I say the words without actually knowing what they mean or
You can say
the
them, yes.
language.
Yes.
I would like to say the words.
Yes. As you begin to speak, you feel a different voice begin to say them with you. Okina yagai mo wafutoke mo usukute mo kamaimasen.
Hey,
Ware ware.
oh, this is a great campaign. Uh, like, Copper's back. Well, Copper is back.
The the crystal straightens itself to stand up on in the bowl, and it shivers as the small crystals dissolve off of it. They don't fall into the bowl, they just dissolve off of it. You can tell that
Okay.
you can tell it feels as if you've completed another step of some ritual, but you know that it wants more. You know that there's still more that you need to complete.
Can I make like an Arcana check or a religion check to see if what it needs is more crystals or something different?
Arcana.
17.
You believe that it requires something other than a crystal. However, you also know that you have not performed a ritual like this before, and you have not well no, you haven't well no, you have not performed this specific ritual before, and you have not seen this specific ritual performed. You can also tell that from your Arcana check.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, this like just a altar in the middle of nowhere, or is there like a chamber or anything around it?
Well, there's the statue right behind it.
Go over and look at the statue, see if there's anything that can give me a hint as to what I'm supposed to do. Well, what I'm supposed to do with the altar next.
You can see that on the statue, from its left eye, from the left eye of its helm, there's a dark fluid flowing.
Hold on, give me a second. I have to go check my equipment for something.
I go back
Gonna
to where
ruin
I've got the crystal and get one for myself.
it. Yen, I gave you a crystal. Name is Yen. I say this is going to ruin. Spent so much money on this, and I pour out. I drink my water skin because I'm not a savage, and then I go pour the rest out and go fill it up with whatever liquid's flowing out.
It's not flowing quickly, it's just a slow, like a few drops running down its face. No, you can't really fill it with liquid.
No, but I'm trying to be able to transport like a little bit of it. Like, how much would I be able to transport? Could just spend a few minutes just sitting there, collecting it in the water skin.
3 drops come from its eye. Nothing else. There isn't anymore. It's just that. No, it's not flowing.
It's just it was just happened to be dripping.
It It came out after
Okay.
you did the step. It did not continue flowing. No, it's just those bits of liquid.
Would I be able to try and figure out what the liquid is if it resembles anything? I
Well,
would know.
you can. However, you can't tell it from sight, but you do think that you might be able to tell it from taste. Are you willing to try
And
the experiment?
let's see. Ian recalls that the two people who tried to put something into their mouth decided that they were going to do that, and now they're both dead. So, pros and cons to just finding random things, magical things, and licking them. So, that's a problem. Yeah. And tired after a very long day in which he just started sailing. He lost 2 crew members and gained 2 crew members. Besides, eh, what? Okay, fine. And then he goes ahead and tries and just. Actually, he is not. He's smarter than this. He pours like a drop onto inside the altar to see if it reacts first. He is smarter than the average person, but he is not. He's not crazy. He tries to test it with the altar first, like puts a drop on it.
It slides down the crystal, and where it slides, you see a path down the crystal that glow slightly. You just
Okay.
take a drop on your finger and wipe it onto the crystal, but um,
Did like all of it like go onto the crystal, or is there like just a stain on my hand now?
it's on your index finger. There's a mark on your index finger. You can,
Around to make sure.
and now that you've
Keep
done this, you
talking.
can tell that the fluid was a red color. You couldn't tell earlier because the the statue was black. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, you can now feel its yeah, you feel it on your finger. It's not warm, it's not cool, it's just a regular temperature.
Okay. Okay. I go to the side of the altar that is opposite to the statue, since I do not trust the statue. I prick. I use my dagger to cut my finger a little bit. On my other hand, I'm not trying to get this. I'm not trying to mix this thing's blood with mine. I'm not stupid enough to get extra dimensional HIV or something stupid like that. So I go and put my finger with the blood with my blood on it onto the onto a part of the crystal which I did not smear the other blood on.
A hissing sound emits from the base of this altar.
I take 2 feet. I take 2 steps back in surprise.
They the statue leans heavily on its blade and drags itself to its feet. It raises its right hand. Pan Pan, Rael, and Elbin are all thrown backwards and dragged far back. You turn to see that great, tall walls are beginning to rise from the ground. By the time that the three members of the party get to these walls, they've raised high, perhaps 60 feet in the air. The walls are perhaps 100 feet away. These three members of the party are immediately bound to the wall by dark, shadowy chains. You see that you are the only one of the party standing in front of this, whatever this is.
I know I'm gonna regret this. I shoot at the creature attacking my friends. Well, dragging my friends.
With what?
Here is the statue.
Well, no, I mean, what do you use to shoot?
My pistol. That's seeds. I'm not. My character. Is my character dumb enough to shoot seeds at what looks like a rock statue?
I didn't know you had a pistol.
You gave it to me, remember? It's the pumpkin gun. Pumpkin looking gun.
Yes. Then what is this about not using seeds?
Shoots seeds, and my character thinks they're just regular seeds being shot out of a high-powered weapon. So, you know what? My character's gonna try it.
So
Gonna try it anyway.
You said you're going to shoot it with a pistol that shoots seeds, and you're not going to use seeds to shoot it with a pistol that shoots seeds. What are you talking about?
No. I mean, my character knows that the pistol shoots seeds, and would my character think that seeds might not actually work when shooting the thing because it's made of stone?
Yes.
Would my character?
It would. Yes, Yin would think that this would not work.
Okay. Magic weapon. I would like to attack with my magic weapon. 6.
What magic weapon? The only magic weapon I know of is the gun.
Quarterstaff.
Oh yeah, that one.
It's my quarterstaff, and I can turn it into a magical weapon with my shillelagh, whatever.
Man, y'all druids are powerful.
Yes. It's a 6 to hit, so that thing is a statue. I'm pretty sure it has an armor class higher than 6. Oh, I used the wrong thing. Actually, it is a. Technically, it would be a 9, but probably still wouldn't hit.
That does not hit.
Great. I hit it. Does nothing, I guess. I'm assuming. I just step back and wait to see what it's doing.
You swing at it.
Okay. Does it react to the swing, or is it still doing stuff to
You
my friends?
hit its helmet. You hit its helmet with a thwack. It simply continues to look at you. Before it raises its hand and bats your staff away with its 2 fingers. You find that your staff swings around so that you now are holding it behind you. However, you have a strong grip, so you were able to hold on to it.
Great, great, great. So he can go do that about. Well, he can do that about 10 feet away as I cast Thunder Wave on him. It is a. It is a con save of 12.
17.
Ah, man. Right. He takes 9 reduced to half damage. 9 reduced to 4 damage, I believe.
Yes.
Right. And he is not pushed back, I'm pretty sure. He isn't pushed back
You
since he
instead
succeeded.
find yourself pushed back by this wave.
I am a little. I'm still 10 feet away from him, so either way it works. Okay. Is he doing anything in the next 5 seconds, or can I cast another spell at him?
He does not. Well, okay. He does not move to attack you. Rather, he raises his blade, and then a bit for bringing it down into the ground again.
Okay, is anything happening after he does that?
Not as far as you know.
I cast Fairy Fire on him. It's a dexterity of 12 save, so.
14.
Does nothing. That's my 2 spell slots gone. Great, great. I'm gonna try and. Oh man, let use my action. Okay. Back, I go and get a little bit closer. Just preparing for my next turn.
He steps around the altar. And wait, yeah, he steps around the altar to stand just in front of you. You see that he is quite tall, perhaps 7 feet tall, and
That is way taller than my character. Oh no.
and the his blade. Well, the blade of his sword goes up to his armpit, and its handle goes up to higher than his head if he rests the tip of it on the ground.
That is horrifying.
Woody,
Okay.
Woody! Oh.
This is abyssal, which I can't understand, I'm assuming.
You don't. It's not necessarily abyssal.
Okay, fantasy Japanese, got it.
It's a language you can't understand, and like I said, I don't know many languages other than English, so I substitute Japanese
Right.
for all the languages you don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Spoken fun. Well, he's talking. I would like to just simply cast Shillelagh and then hit him in the head with my staff. It is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Am
Hit
I like
10
in the
damage.
fight, or
You're on a wall 60 feet up in the air, dude.
Still talk.
Kumo. Well. It appears that you are not as weak as I thought you were. Alright. Alright.
The character is surprised it can speak the same language and just asks, "What do you want?" What I'm assuming is common.
Oh, do you not remember me, adventurer? Has it been so long that you've forgotten?
I remember you quite well. Now, what do you want with this
Uh,
group in
uh,
specific?
you've already given me some of your blood. Why not give me the rest of it? Hmm?
If I do so, will you let my crew go?
Why would I let go of such tasty morsels right here? Surely, their energy may not be as strong as yours,
Middle of
but
his sentence, I hit
they...
him again with my staff.
I...
That's
A
20.
feisty one, are you? You've
I'm
gotten
guessing
quite...
20 hits with 17 hits.
You've become much less of a coward since we last spoke.
And damage again. I think just going super good now that I'm actually hitting him.
However, I can't let you be doing that anymore. I can't let you be hitting me. He he lifts up his blade and swings at you with the flat of it. 24 to hit. And which
Oh man, that's like just under my armor class. Wow. It's miraculous. It's almost. No, I'm just kidding.
yes, you are not a totem barbarian. I don't think. Um you you see, you're not immune. You're not immune to me. You're knocked down, flat on your back. You're on the ground, and you feel quite stunned. He steps closer, puts his foot between your legs. Go on now, adventurer. Uh, what are you going to do next? What foolish attempt to defeat me are you going to try to pull out?
My
You're weak.
character just paralyzed, or can he still cast stuff?
Um, yeah, you are, yeah, you're paralyzed. I mean, you're stunned. You had the wind knocked out of you.
Alright. Great. Uh, I can't. Oh man, I have no idea. Can I attempt to move around him? Get up and move around him?
You after you recover, you are able to get up and move around. Yes, you are. You're able to get up and
Great.
move around.
I run over and attack the altar with my lay. Leg. I don't know. I attack the altar with my magic staff.
He raises his He raises his blade to guard the altar. Um, you see that your staff goes and pings harmlessly off his blade.
Stupid. Ah, well. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on, checking to see the facts of something. Let's see. I would like to make the sound of a. What was it? Hold on. It's in one of these. I'd like to make the sound of a sound of a really loud raven just right behind them. If he will be distracted for a moment so I can make another attempt at the altar.
Yeah, that can distract him well enough, I think.
Great, I'd make another attack at the altar. Which is a 19.
Yeah, that hits the altar.
It only does 3 damage though. But it hit.
So tell me, where
The
on the
altar.
altar are you
Oh,
hitting?
at the top of the altar where the stupid crystal and my stupid blood is.
Okay. Oh, foolish adventurer. You've already summoned me. You think that you can just get rid of me? Is that what you think?
I can try. Let's see. I can't help them because they're about 60 feet up in the air. I I have nothing else. I have nothing really else I can do. I will, despite it will not work, pull out my gun and will attempt to shoot him in the face. We're directly in those crystals we said his eyes were.
Okay, you're going to hit him. You're going to try to hit him in the face, alright. So...
My pistol with my bullets. Natural 20. That is a 21 hit since I only have +1 on my pistol.
Yes. Yes.
So that is 12 damage. Since it was a crit, it just gave me 2 extra dice to use. 12 damage. I should have read that earlier. Okay. You say, hold on, give me a second. I have notes for this since I am prepared. I say, you may have beaten me before and destroyed my crew, but I'll not let you hurt another one of my friends ever again. And I will attempt to attack him again with my stupid shalag. Written my notes better.
You claim to be angry, but you don't
don't sound angry. I sound like a person who is. I don't sound angry. I
Yeah, you just sound tired.
really character is tired. It's been a very long day with a taxing amount of people who has died around him. Okay, fine. Do you want me to re-say it?
He does
Want me to
not.
re-say
He does
it?
not make a response to her statements. Do you care to
Guess
try
he
again?
doesn't.
You could try again. See if it works better the second time.
Okay. My character. Does my character remember why his crew was there? Was it on purpose or was it by accident? By the way, his previous crew was there.
Yeah, you know that your crew is there because they were sent. You know your crew is there because you came here on the boat.
Okay. 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 Let's see. Yeah, Yin is not a character that I portrayed as like anger, so it's hard to continue just talking as Yin while trying to get angry. Because Billy believes he's not that type of person. An action speak louder than words kind of guy. Doesn't really have a lot of. He doesn't really express his anger through speech, really.
Remember that time you were in Shadow?
Yes, I do. That was that wasn't anger, more of a just coldness. It wasn't the fire of anger, it's just the coldness of emotionlessness. But still, let's see. Give me a second. I actually wrote a speech. Hold on. Let's see. I'm not really good at speeches. I'm more good. Okay. Pick up my staff. Say, all this time ago, I came here to prove that I was more than just another member of my family, another nameless noble who didn't care about the people. I went into this crew because they were my friends. They were my allies. They protected me, and I was going to protect them. When we got to this island, you did not hesitate. You murdered them all in cold blood. I will avenge them. I will have your head on a pike. I bring it back to their families so that they may have closure, such as I will have.
Oh, well, you've gotten a spine. I never thought that would happen to you. You always just said whatever would make you popular. But it appears you turned over a new leaf.
I was always popular, just not for the right reasons. I attack him again with my. I will continue to try to attack him with my shell egg. Because he seems like 6 after that. Okay, kind of okay, decent speech. It's only a 6. Makes sense. And he just knocks it away or something.
He he does, but he seems concerned. It appears that somehow your speech might have influenced him, might have slowed him down a bit.
Since the only things I know were really hurting him were my staff and my gun. I will strike him with my staff. I will attempt to strike him with my staff while, since to me it looks like he got thrown off his guard, I will attempt to. Is he holding his sword with two hands or with one hand? Because if he is holding it with one hand, I would like to attack the arm his sword is in to see if I can try and knock it out.
He is holding it with two hands.
Okay, I would like to aim the shot. I would like to aim my. I'll just call it my magical weapon at its eye to see if I can try and puncture it.
The
Can fight sturdy. That will be an 18.
you don't. I mean, you don't uh, get into the eye hole, but you do. I mean, you do hit rather close.
Yes. That is 9 damage. Okay, great. How does he respond to that? And I can get him
He
through.
stumbles backwards before he stumbles backwards before he regains his footing and steps back toward you. He raises his
Okay.
blade, this time with a much
I raise
more
my
serious
staff.
expression than he had before, and brings it down hard onto you.
Can I try and raise my staff up to block it?
He rolls a 28.
Ooh, there's no blocking that.
You feel you feel the sword strike you hard, and you feel that it strikes right up on the above your shoulder, right, and you feel like your collarbone move. It might have broken. You can't really tell, but he hits hard into you. 32 damage.
See. Ooh, that is well over my half my maximum hit points.
The um you're forced to your knees, but you find that you're not crumpled. The black shadow flame surrounds you, and you suddenly feel as though you've been kicked hard in the guts. A strange sensation overtakes you, and you find yourself back in front of the altar. The statue is in its position, and the walls have lowered.
Interesting. And the guy?
The guy, well, yes, he's sitting on his rock, as he was before. He looks up at you. If you cannot defeat me in an illusion, then why ever would I put my life on the line to fight you? Come back when you're stronger, and perhaps then you'll get to fight the real me.
The character looks at him. The character just looks so done with this situation. He walks over to make sure his friends are okay. Walks over to make sure his friends are okay at least. Staring at the guy.
Yeah, your friends are okay.
Great. Telling us to leave. It's cocky. I don't think it's a trap. Do you think we can get off this stupid rock? I say to Pan Pan. Pan, any ideas?
Maybe I wasn't listening. Which is
Oh. Uh, basically, Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Decided that I was too weak to fight him. So then, now he lowered the walls. I was fighting an illusion again. My character always falls for the stupid illusions. My character's not that good against illusions, apparently. And then now I'm asking you to help us get away off this island, since I don't think I just want to get off here before he reconsiders and kills us all anyway.
and okay. Oh, how do we get off the island?
I believe that is your job to figure out, seeing as you're the one who makes things. Make a boat, probably. I don't know. Do you have anything that can make a boat? And I will be looking. I will be looking over off the shore to see if there's anything that can help us get away.
Any wood on the island or boat?
No, your boat is not here. However, you do see that, yet again, there is more land, and there are more crystals. You could, you could eat a crystal and see what happens, or you could go exploring.
My character is not touching those crystals again. He goes exploring.
Pan Pan, are you gonna follow, or are you just gonna let him go off on his own?
Yes. Although I want to take but first, I want to take a couple of crystals. This.
Um, what kind of so you want some crystals? How many crystals and what kind of size do you like?
6.
Okay, you want six.
4 small. 4 small ones. 2 medium. Yes.
Well, how many crystals did you say you wanted?
He wants 6. He wants
around
like
6.
4 like shard sizes, and he wants like 2 like cluster sizes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to gather these. They're you look around, you find some that are the right size. Yeah.
Is he collecting it on his walk with my character, or is he just stopping while my character gets a bit of a head start?
I put them in my bag, and after I think
I'm gonna ask. Would you prefer that your character gets a head start, or would you prefer that he just kind of makes a few stops along the way? Which do you think would be better?
Are you asking me or are you asking Pan Pan?
Pan Pan. Yeah, Pan Pan. Would you rather your character let Yin get a head start?
I have to like run after him.
Okay. All right then.
Go over and just try and survey the area to see if there's any other island nearby that we can possibly swim to. Wait, what does the water look like? It's just regular water, or is it has a tint to it?
The
And would my
okay,
just describe it?
the water around this area is um it's dark water. The water is a kind of a blood red color, same as the crystals.
That is unsettling.
You hope it's water. You hope it's water.
Okay. Okay. Is there any islands we can get to by foot? Because I'm not getting in there. To like make a perception check to see if I can see any islands or
You don't see any.
look over to Pan Pan and say, "E, you know, think I have an idea." And I make my way back to over to Elbin, who is just sitting there. I'm guessing, and ask him to and say, "Look, you and whatever deity you served was able to purify me from, well, sort of purify me from whatever was holding me down last time. Would you be able to get us out of here?" Excellent. Teleportation is rather hard, but our your deity, I'm sure it will be easy. Alvin, take us out of there, or at least try and pray, despite being a warlock. It's totally not a paladin.
They pray. They bring their hands together in a unknown seal, and Elbin claims that their deity has instructed them to travel toward the interior.
I follow Elvin. That paladin seems to know what he's doing.
Alright.
I grab Rail and drag them with me, and Pan Pan, I'm assuming, is just walking with.
Yes, they are.
I would like to check out the interior of whatever this area they brought me towards was.
You're just walking.
How far away is this area? And could we see it from where we were, or is it still out of sight?
What?
Said Elbin was like told which area they're going. Is Elbin on? Elbin's on.
Well,
Hold on.
no. Like, well, no. I meant like that way. Just like
That way?
Just go that way.
Direction.
Yeah, just go that direction. Yeah.
Great, we go that direction.
That was the instructions. Just go that way. Yeah, but yes, so you are going that way.
Okay.
You walk for a while. Figure out what's over there that could be so important.
This is the worst time to check the meme channel. Okay. Keep going there, and I would like to, on the way through the area on the trip in that direction, I'd like to look around to see if there's anything of note that would there'd be a reason to travel to this direction.
Well, I mean, you are looking. After walking for maybe 800 meters, the air feels different. There's a different texture. Nothing dramatic, of course, it just kind of floats. It just kind of, it has a different density, has a different feel to the air. You continue. After maybe another 400 meters,
Hmm.
a a certain mm, something comes into view off in the distance. A sort of a structure, a small structure. You see that there's a
Well,
crystal. You see a
I've been
crystal.
periodic. Continue. Sorry.
You see a crystal floating above a squat stone platform. This crystal is of a blue color, unlike the other red crystals, and it stands out on the horizon among all the red. You see that there are a few other smaller crystals that float around it, but unlike the uh, unlike the other crystals that you are on this island, these ones are, they're irregular. Not all the sides are the same length. As you get closer, you count a total of seven, seven crystals that are floating around. One main one, about as large as your torso, and many smaller ones, the smallest being as large as your thumb. Seven crystals
Okay.
of plenty of variation in size.
Are they in arm's reach?
Well, you get closer, closer, until you are just in front of this platform. You see there's a set of stairs that lead up to it, and behind the crystal, there's a statue. It appears to be female, some kind of cleric. Maybe some priest is trying to bless this crystal. You can tell that this was used for religious purposes.
I look back real quick to check to see if anyone's following us.
I go up the stairs.
Your
Into the
comrades are
crystal.
with your comrades followed, but there isn't. You don't see any. You don't see anything menacing.
Okay. By the way, I'm. If you already said this, I may have missed it. I heard basically all the other details. The crystal is the same color as the other crystals. It's just that it's not the same like shape.
No,
Uh,
this one is blue. The
Ah.
same color as the membranes of the god whale.
Hmm.
You recognize this. You you do see that the surface of the crystal has the same texture as the whale's spines.
I touched the crystal.
It feels minty. Don't really know how to describe it. It feels icy hot.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. Okay.
But like, it feels minty. Is uh, you know, yeah.
Cold, but like sort of a burning sensation.
Well,
Okay.
yes, but you don't feel like the temperature of your hand does not change.
Right.
So
Okay.
that even though you can feel that there's some transfer of heat happening, your hand doesn't change in temperature.
Okay.
That's
You
like
can tell that this
Uh,
is unnatural.
does like shadow flame still coming off of my body, or
Oh no, that disappeared after it removed you from the wherever you were.
okay? On to round two. I put my finger. I put my finger that had the blood that has blood, my blood on it, not the one that has the other person's blood on it, and I press it up against the crystal.
Your cut had sealed, but it reopens, and you bleed a bit onto the crystal.
Okay. Does the
However, the
crystal react?
blood, well, the blood almost, well, it slides off of it as if it cannot stick to the surface. It cannot. It's as if, well, I mean, it falls directly downward, unimpeded by, friction. It just falls at the acceleration of gravity.
Mm.
13.4 meters per second, because gravity is higher in D&D. Um,
Mm. Sense.
oh yeah, gravity actually is higher in D&D, which I didn't learn until recently. Yeah.
I try to climb on top of the crystal.
I'd like to inspect the statue.
Um. Well, the statue the statue, female, of course. It has one hand near its mouth with two fingers raised to its lips. Its other hand is extended forward, two fingers and its thumb raised. Its forward hand is toward the crystal.
Mm. I would
You
like
know.
to keep describing. Keep
No, no,
describing.
no. What are you going to do?
I would first. I would like to attempt to see if the statue is another illusion. Because now my character's paranoid. I'd be able to check it. Like, would it be an Arcana check or something? Or perception?
The um it would be a perception. Also, after being detached from the previous statue for so long, I can make my voice back to normal again. Yeah. Um. Yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 5. I would. Is there an altar over here? An
I
altar on the
mean,
side?
there's there's the there's the crystal. I mean,
Crystal, the like bunch of crystals floating around it. And then there's Elbin, our captain, or not captain, I'm the captain, obviously.
yes.
Our whale ship driver, apparently, who miraculously had a. I need to go question him on how he got possession of such a thing, because that just seems wholly dangerously unqualified. It just seems unqualified to even look at it. I digress. I digress. I would like to
The
pick up one of
power
the
of
small.
the power of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Hmm, makes sense.
Listen, when you can whip out Star Platinum, there's a lot of things you can do.
Okay. I would like to grab one of the smaller crystals that are just floating.
It you pull it, and it's well, it feels well. I mean, it resists your pull slowly, of course. It's like a
Be like a what was it? Like a magnet where you put like two of the same polarities like together, and it just slowly just pushes them away, but not really hard.
no. It
Okay.
no. It like as if you pulled on a shaft entwined in a twisted rope.
Okay. Okay. I pull my team together and say, "What do you think we should do now?" Because I feel like that crystal is. I have an idea, but I'm worried it will ruin everything.
I just say, um, before you test out your idea, I want to try something before you mess it up.
For
Pull
it.
out one small crystal and try to hand it to the statue.
Looks like my idea.
The crystal does not fit into its hand. Kind of just you put it you try to push it against the palm, but it falls.
Okay, I would like to attempt to try and get one of the crystals that are floating around the giant crystal into the statue's hand.
Well, the statue is multiple feet away from the crystals. You manage.
Ah,
It is difficult to pull so far, but you are able to slowly until you take the one that would in the one that would best fit, and you slowly slide it into place between its pinky ring and thumb. Pinky ring finger and thumb, yeah.
hmm. Does it react? Does it react at all?
No.
Okay. I will pick up. I take the red crystal out of my bag and attempt to introduce it to one of the blue crystals. Just going to touch them together, see what happens.
You touch the red crystal to the blue one. It does not respond at first, but
Hmm.
after you pull it away, you pass through the spot where the earlier blue crystal you had pulled away once hung. The red crystal stays in that spot, and the blue crystal in the hand of the saint appears to have released from tension, for it falls to the ground. Or at least
I pick
it
it up.
would. The
Ah.
crystal falls to the ground before it slows down just before hitting, and then drifts up back into the hand of this cleric.
Hmm. Okay
You
then.
watch her closely, and you see a small movement of her shoulders, almost as if she breathed.
Okay, guys, swap out more of the crystals.
Wait, what?
I say swap out more crystals as I take. I think I have like two more of these. I take one more, like one more of the smaller ones, and I try to connect it to another blue crystal. Trying to do it over and over again
You
until I
find
get.
in for this second attempt, it you connect it to a blue crystal, and the blue crystal does not move. You attempt to push it the way that you pulled the other crystal, but it does not move from its spot. You attempt to move it with your fingers, but while you're holding this red crystal in your hands, the blue one does not shift from its position.
I tried to. Okay. I go over and examine the statue further. See if it made any other movement while I was messing with the crystal.
There's something off about it. You don't know what, but you can tell that there's something off. There's something different about it.
Okay. Okay. Does it look?
Right?
It has a. Does it have the same crystal eyes as the other person? Like, does it have blue crystal eyes or something?
No, it's either closed.
Um, can I inspect the crystals, the floating ones? Wait,
How are you going to inspect them?
um, I use my my rulers.
Perform a check with these tools.
Um, I roll. Okay, what do I roll?
1 die 20 plus modifier. I don't know what your modifier is for these tools.
I believe you're proficient in the tool to get advantage or something like that, or was it just? I think something happens if you're proficient with the tools that you're using.
If you are proficient with a tool, you may add your modifier to the roll.
Okay.
Your proficiency modifier.
I got an 8, but I don't know what my modifier is. But I'm proficient with it.
Hold on, give me a second. Okay. Man. Okay. I'm just messaging Elvin because he, for some reason, can't join the game, but he has plenty of time to flex that he probably could have taken out the thing in one shot. Okay. While he's doing that, I go walk over and attempt to pull another crystal over towards the statue before I put before I hit it with another red crystal. You guys hear me or?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's the same, no effect. Because I feel like I'm failing a puzzle made for children at this stage.
You experience no effect.
Hmm. The statue's breathing at this point, right? Connect a
Not when
red crystal to the.
not
Oh,
when you look at it,
continue.
no.
Connect a red crystal to the main crystal now. See what happens.
It 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 falls down before it arcs smoothly to be pushed away from the ground right under the crystal. It doesn't fall straight down, it kind of falls in a curve. Yeah.
Information is still
Alright,
information, no matter how it looks.
Pardon?
alright.
Anyway,
Are you asking Pan?
I ask if this guy if he thinks we can turn attach these to something to ride them.
um okay, so what I've heard Pan Pan say is that he's going to take the crystal from the saint's hand and touch it to a red crystal. That's what I heard him say. Is that correct?
No, like I want to get like a plank of wood and attach the crystals to it like a hoverboard.
You are trying to attach crystals that are specifically only floating next to the giant crystal so you can make a hoverboard?
Yeah.
Okay. I attempt to move the statue closer to the big crystal.
It's too heavy.
Uh, I attempt to.
Like, I'm just gonna say this. The base of the statue that it's standing on is about 2 feet tall, and then you have like a 5.5 foot tall being. 5.5 foot tall. No, not entity. It's not living. Yeah, piece of stone. Stone statue. 5.5 feet tall, about.
Okay. There were stairs that led up to the statue.
There are stairs that led onto the platform.
Okay. Is there anything else on this platform that my character could see?
At each of the four corners, there's a narrow raised column, and at the top of it, there's a there's a bowl made of brass in which there sits a few pieces of wood in each.
I take my torch. I ignite my torch with my thaumaturgy powers because I can just ignite torches without needing anything to actually light it. And I use my torch to light the rest of the fire. So I can just use my thaumaturgy powers to light small campfires. So pop, 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 pop. All of them are on fire now.
They catch with a flame. At first, it is red and orange as it burns low before it flares up a bright blue color.
Hmm. Interesting. Does the statue react, or does the crystal react?
crystal sings.
I'm sorry, it sings?
Okay, you know like how I don't really know how to describe it other than the crystal sings. Like it doesn't make a noise and it doesn't do something physically that you can see, but you know that it just sung. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay. We'll investigate the source of the noise, which
It's
is the crystal.
it's not a noise. You don't hear anything.
Okay. I go investigate the statue.
I mean, okay, as for when I say it sings, you know how like when you pull out a long sword and you hold it up to the sky, it doesn't make a noise and it doesn't shiver or move or anything like that, but you feel it sing. I mean, at least
Oh, yeah, I get that.
once you've like attuned to the sword and you've actually like made friends with it, it will sing, and I don't really know how to describe it.
Okay, okay. I feel like I get what you're saying. Like I get it. I try and pull a crystal off now.
They move easily.
I move the crystals over to the statue.
You move to position the first of the crystals in about the same orientation to the statue as it did to the large crystal. It stays in the air. You try moving it to different positions, but it begins to drift toward the large one. It only stays still when it's in the same orientation.
Okay. I'd like to recreate the orientation that each of the crystals were in and see if the statue reacts to them as I am adding them.
It does not react, however, the crystals do stay in these positions.
Okay. Now, by the time I've moved all of them, anything happen while I'm moving all of them, or do I just move all of them?
Well, I mean, Pan Pan is poking at the one red crystal that is around the blue one, but no, nothing happens to the large crystal.
I attempt to also move the red one over there. I dropped a water bottle on my computer. It
It
was
does not
closed, but
move.
okay.
Yes, the red one does not move.
I attempt to put red crystals where the blue crystals were on the giant blue crystal.
It it the red crystals stay in these positions. You make sure to choose crystals that are of the same size, approximately. It seems to accept these.
Okay, that's working well. I would like to I would like to put this once. Now that I feel like I've done something right, I would now like to put my blood on the crystal.
Hmm.
Would you like to add anything in the meantime, Pan Pan?
Uh, what?
Well, you see me doing all this. Do you want to see if you can get a see if you can convince Albin to see if their deity will help us with this while I'm doing all this, or Gonna explore.
Uh, so I'll go back down, explore around the. Oh wait, are there any more crystals out, or did like take all of them?
A few of them are on the are on the giant crystal now.
Uh, guess I take.
The yeah, the crystals are still around. When you put your blood on the crystal, the other red crystals that were on the ground did not like jump up and dance a little jig or anything. No, they're still there.
Okay. Okay.
I take two of the floating crystals. See if I can take them down the stairs. If they just like set up to float up there.
You cannot move them.
I checked to see if the fire has changed color since I moved crystals.
It hasn't.
Okay. Okay.
Your blood is on the large crystal, and it slowly flows down it. Before it begins to split, we see the paths split and merge, as if they are blood-colored cracks going through the crystal. When they get to the bottom, you see that at the spot where you introduce your blood, it begins to flow up. Yet again, it's aesthetic, like like these blood-red cracks that spread through the crystal.
Mm. Okay. Okay. I would like to see if anything around the area is reacting to this. If anything's activating. Just a quick glance.
Nothing that you can see.
Okay.
When the cracks spread to envelop the entire crystal, it begins to rise, carrying the red crystals around it with it, until it gets to its highest point in the sky, about 40 feet above you. You see it, well, strobes and flares begin to jump out of it. They swirl around before coming back into the crystal. A great three broadswords, each about 10 feet in length, appear in spectral light as they surround this crystal before they shoot out and then pierce, and then come back to pierce the crystal. There's an explosion of this bright light,
Interesting.
and some kind of mist or smoke appears. As the dust and the mist begins to settle, you see that where the crystal once was, there is a figure in a long robe. There are these red cloud-like swirls on its robe, its black robe. You can see that this creature has eyes of amethyst, and its hair is a fiery orange color. It raises its hands up to the sky and cackles. And thus ends our session. Thank you
Great.
for watching.
We're going to be feeling the pain next session.
We're going to wait the. Wait, oh. Oh.